Welcome back to a Windy City They Tan Watch, the channel where truth meets freedom, right here in the heart of Chicago. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest investigations, interviews, and insights. Your support fuels our fight for freedom and truth. So, let's dive into today's journey, armed with knowledge and the relentless spirit of the Windy City.
Howdy, folks. WindyCityThetanWatch. We are here in Chicago. It's a Friday afternoon, just after lunchtime. I'm headed into the org from kind of the northwest. We'll go through the metro station there. Howdy, Dave. Thanks for showing up. I see Marina's there, and Marina and Fuzzy have been having a fun little chat. Kind of a busy day. I think you're going to get flooded with me today. So a little while ago, I put up a what Scientologists believe story. And it's just what they claim to believe and what you can find from the outside in. I'm going to do a Windy Reacts to it to kind of show here's where all of these things are absolutely false and incredibly wrong. Howdy, Marilyn. I have some news regarding Maryland. If you are a member, I do now have a couple of emojis that are there, and several of those were created by Marilyn. Thank you very much. And I got a Chad emoji. I don't know what that'll look like yet, but we'll see what happens there today. What else? Maryland had the potato, a couple of Boobgate elements, and Xenu. And the other, I think, exciting news is that I will be joining Maryland this afternoon at, I know that we have a time, I think it's 4 Central. We'll have just a shared discussion on what this movement is and how we both ended up in this space. So again, I'm kind of flooding you with stuff today. Oh, other exciting news, right? 2 days ago, I came home to a surprise package, and I got new chalk and a new battery off of the wish list from one of the very benevolent subscribers or watchers. So definitely love that. You know, when I'm watching it in StreamYard, I don't get to see the actual, I can see the, that you put in I see the verbal tag of the Chadwick. I have no idea what that looks like, though, if it shows up clearly. Thank you, Fuzzy. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. We're going to go through the train station. This is just a neat little fountain that I've always liked. It's right outside the stock exchange here in Chicago. And then we're going to go up the stairs to through the metro station. This is a target where you will sometimes see Scientologists, or you'll definitely see Jehovah's Witnesses up here fairly frequently. Again, the way that I've kind of seen it is Jehovah's Witnesses are very, very passive. They'll bring their stand and they'll leave it out there, but unless somebody comes to pick up something off the stand, they're not really engaging people. Whereas Scientology takes a much more active stance when they're out body routing. We're about 3 blocks from Scientology right now. Kind of take a pivot in here to see if there's any activity. And there isn't right now, so it's just people waiting for their trains. Remember, this is the regional transport, so these are the trains that take you out to the suburbs. When people talk about the CTA or the L, they're talking about the intracity. And then you've also got Amtrak. Now, Amtrak won't come out of this station. Amtrak comes out of Union Station on the other side of the street. on the other side of the river. Hello, Marcia. Welcome in. As we walk down the street, you've seen me show it to you several times. I'm sorry. I'm going to always repeat stuff. We don't know who's been in the channel before or not, but this is my absolute favorite mural in Chicago. I just love the, you feel the misery in this person. And I just love that he's kind of boxed in on the wall. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn, for correcting that. So it's 3 p.m. Central, 4 Eastern. Details aren't my forte. Remembering stupid facts, that's what I can do. Now, when I was here on Wednesday, the black woman that wears the headdress very often, she had walked all the way down here. I don't know why she walked down here, but she got basically to where this sign that says 182010. She walked all the way to this corner, kind of just hung out for a bit, and then walked back to the org. So I don't know if she got on the phone and somebody told her to stop. I don't know if she had flyers or not. Definitely understand. And by the way, both times are 100% okay with me. I know that the time I gave you last night was good. Just totally let that slip out of my mind. So we're walking underneath the train tracks. These are the train tracks that would be that metro station that we just walked through. The building behind, which is LaSalle. This is only a 2-block street down here in this space. We're coming up on the alley. We'll see if there's any activity down there before we move on towards the org. This is, there's two things that happened. We saw a car go in, but that bay was much further south than Scientology. And the pickup truck, the semi truck that you saw just in front of us was for the restaurant. So that's a restaurant supply truck. And that would have been the restaurant. That's not Paisans. That would have been most likely Pat's Pizza there. All right, I think, well, we definitely have somebody out in front of the church. Can't tell who or what they are right now. It might just be smokers from the restaurant. It looks like we're going to have quite a crowd on Sunday, and we'll definitely have people here on Saturday as well. On Saturday, I know that people are coming from out of town. And on Sunday, we heard somebody from Clearwater is headed up this way. So I definitely see that we've got Jew Bear there. The shades are down, which makes sense. There's somebody out here already with the camera, so it looks like it's Shannon. So doors are open, shades are open. How you doing?
He does have a channel, but it's so it's like the whole way of acting isn't really how they want it.
I don't want to interrupt them while they're having a conversation. So Sunday I'll be here. Tomorrow I have plans. I am taking a tour of Chicago. And again, I haven't really opened up the other channel, but there is a channel on Well, that was pretty disturbing. The gentleman in the gold, he walked into the Columbia College. He didn't go in. He just walked into the doorway and then came back out. While we've got people out here in front, I am going to head over to Dearborn. Well, I'm going to stop back and I'll ask if they've seen any routers go out. How you doing? Very nice to meet you. So they're playing music today to try to thwart the efforts. Hey, have you seen anybody with flyers yet, or anybody walked out? Okay. I'm going to take a walk around the couple of blocks and I'll be back. Nothing in back. Just a quick reminder, right? We walked over. We've already got other protesters out here. We've got Israel Brownstein and one of the original Chicago protesters. Earlier today, maybe an hour or so ago, I put up a video. I think I'm going to have to recut it because there's looped music in it. And on the first pass of the music, I did keep the music quieter, but I think I let the volume go up on the next ones. So it's probably competing with the vocals on there a bit. But it is what Scientologists really believe. And I would say stay tuned because I'll do a reacts video to that as well. Because that's really the public-facing information that you would get from Scientology. And I will give you examples of where their policies and their beliefs are not adhered to and how it doesn't actually go the way that they say it should be going. Howdy, J-Back. Great to see you. Thank you, Marina. And I will definitely look at that as soon as I get done with the live. Just a reminder for others, if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me here. But also, as Marina did, she went to the website. Now, if you go to either website, WCTW.live or WindyCityThetanWatch.com, they're both the same. Oh, we see Chadwick and another member coming down the street. Anything positive to say about the cult? Do you guys like the cult? The cult doing well for you? Oh, and more cult coming. Anything positive to say about the church? Stone-faced, because there's nothing positive we can say about the cult. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave those banners up so much. So we've seen Chadwick. I don't know the names of the other two that we've seen. Now, the taller one that was with Chadwick, we see her quite frequently. And again, remember that most of the people that we see that have housing here in the Printers Row, they're at Imprint. Chadwick and this other person have come from further away. Now, they might have been on lunch, just walking, having a chat. But I'm pretty sure they live in the building right behind this next block. And we're absolutely not seeing anyone out here yet. I'm looking down Dearborn, well, up Dearborn, if we go to the north. We've got Dearborn Station behind me. It's a nice day out here in Chicago. I'm guessing we're high 60s right now. I didn't look at the weather before I came over here. If you're out in the breeze, you can feel it. The shade gets you a little bit. 100% yes. My suspicion is it's this building that we're going to see the other Scientologists are occupying. 731 South. And I don't know if this is going to be State or Plymouth, probably Plymouth. We'll go to State and then we'll head back on Harrison. I do have a few sticks of chalk with me today, and I might do a little bit of chalk work, but I'm definitely prepared to do a lot of chalk on Sunday. Awesome. Greatly appreciated. So again, now when we get to State Street, this is Jones College Prep for almost the entire 2 blocks. This is a magnet school for Chicago high schoolers. You don't have to live in this area in order to attend, but you have to test in to this school. Is that a robot with a stop sign? And I think I've got the, I don't even know what movie it's from, but the very short, when they, I always hear coworker friends say, got him. And it's just the idea of catching somebody in the act. Got him is kind of the way I feel when the body routers walk right into me. Or as I've heard in the community, not today, Thetan. We're headed north on State. We're going to go past the red line entrance right here. We'll turn the corner and then head back towards the org on Harrison. I'm going to say I'm a very proud Chicagoan. I just think this is a beautiful city with a lot of history. In the springtime, absolutely amazing. In the winter, if you've got snow down, that's great. Snow is a nightmare to try to travel in here. And then as I get older, I feel like the winters get longer and longer for me. And most of Chicago is rather clean. Even if you're along the lakefront, you're going to see a little bit of garbage in the lake, but that's usually wind tossed. So it's mostly not people throwing stuff into the lake. It's things getting blown into the lake. Chicago has plenty of garbage cans around, so we can use that if possible. And then there are some areas like Ohio Street is a place where if the wind's out of the north, all of the water collects in Ohio Street. So it gets pretty icky on those days to try and swim at Ohio Street. Ohio Street would be the curvature just north of Navy Pier. And it's about a mile south of Oak Street. Howdy, Helgier. Yeah, so I'll get back over to the org. See if we can catch anybody trying to exit out. Excellent, love that. Howdy, Dr. Mark. Welcome into a beautiful sunny afternoon in Chicago. Oh, anything positive to say about the church? Now she's going to go back to that same residence that I just mentioned. Again, she might be taking a walk for lunch, but I'm pretty sure that she's going to go back to that residence that's over on Plymouth. I don't know if they call it a corridor street down here. So far we've seen Chadwick and 3 other females. Israel Brownstein's out here today. Israel is somebody who, he has a channel. He's not really overly invested or interested in the channel, but he does come out quite often just to protest. And I'll say it's really, it's nice when we have more than one person out here. And people, you know, if you don't have the camera, if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable streaming, just coming out here, holding up the signs, playing with chalk, addressing people, right? You'll notice when I'm walking after the body routers, the only thing I'm really telling is, you know, I'll first address by, hey, you know, it's a cult and you know, it's Scientology. And more often than not, that is enough to help the people. So I just want to come back here and see if there's anything coming out the alley. That's more than enough. But then sometimes people say, well, so what? What do you know about the church? And I'll give them more information about some of the crimes, the child abuse, the child trafficking, the family trafficking, human trafficking, the financial frauds, the corporal punishment, the punitive nature of the church. And I don't know if this makes sense, but there used to be a thing called Chinese handcuffs. It's a tube, you put your finger in both ends, and as you try to pull your fingers out, it constricts around you. And that's kind of what this feels like, that the more you try to get out of it, it's you know, it's the quicksand effect, or the self-imprisonment effect, the gilded bird cage, that you're just stuck in here. And the more you struggle, the more trapped you become. Just a reminder about memberships that I think it's a nominal fee, and it's just a way to show support, and it helps me kind of budget what I'm doing out here. But also, I don't ever want to have delayed or private membership only content. So the only thing that membership gives you is the ability to use the icons and the emojis. So the music's up pretty loud today. This is interesting. Is this one of us? So 703 South Dearborn, which is going to be the block over at Born Again Parlor. So I don't know if this is a front group for Scientology. But if somebody can do a quick search over there and see if it's just a fundamentalist Christian space, or if it's something to do with Scientology.
Running shoes? Did you get new ones?
No, these have better traction than the other ones, or better support than the other ones. Saucony.
Okay. I use A6
Yep.
New Balance.
The old Tigers. Yep. Yeah.
A6 are good though, right?
Yes, absolutely. My SO uses those quite a bit. So significant other.
What is it?
Significant other.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I have like janky feet
Yep.
from just years of abuse, and so they help because Asics have so much support,
Absolutely.
like in the heel, in the arch.
And I'm pretty sure that Asics has a wider toe box, so you can feel more comfort, more space
I
up
do
front.
have that. You know what happens to the bones when they spread out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that. Yeah. Oh, I've never
I
seen
got
it
back
before.
in.
Thank you, sir.
What do you think?
Mustier, I appreciate that.
What happened, it was like during the holiday, I switched which card. So I started trying to charge a card that I canceled
Yes.
on purpose because
That
there
just
was
happened to
stuff
me
that
too.
happened with Amazon. So I had to cancel one of my cards.
Kind of looking to see what the activity out here has been.
So happy.
Oh, me too. I think I have to go soon.
Have you guys been here much, or it's?
Yeah, since 10.
Nice.
Since 11.
So yeah, it's 1 o'clock now.
Yeah, I gotta leave.
Has there been any real activity? I know they had probably the shift change at lunchtime.
A ton of people coming and going, and they have some stupid like event planned for tomorrow. Did
Okay.
you see the
No, I
tickets?
didn't say that.
It's for movies they're going to show in how Dianetics, how it all started.
Nice.
Shit. And then it's actual tickets, The
Okay.
guy came by and told us.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nobody offered
One
us
of
a
the
ticket though.
He sent a picture
Nice.
to us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're not going to come out and give us a ticket, right?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I still love the first time they
would
wouldn't give
with
it.
this terrible music.
Yes. Do you kind of know where the other residence is at? So we know that they're here. They're also at the corner of Harrison and one block, the alley that's this side of State Street. It's probably called Plymouth Court. There's a gym on the bottom floor,
Yeah.
but that's where Chadwick is usually staying at. Like I'm
Okay.
seeing him come out of there,
Okay.
and a couple of the older ones, the more veteran female.
Is that where that little park is? It's like a dead end.
No, a little bit further. So it's
Here comes
oh, we got yeah. She always tries the locked door first.
It's locked. It's still locked.
There were a lot of people
Anything positive?
Hello.
going in and out.
Tell us about
Yeah.
your religion.
Staff or public?
Curious.
Did they have uniformed or public?
Yeah.
Yeah, uniformed. I'm seeing a lot of them at lunchtime, but
Okay, Plymouth Court is
Yeah.
what it's on.
yeah. So
And
it's
can you only access it from Polk?
no. You can get to it. You can get to it from there. Yeah. It's the street that. Okay, you know where the immigration parking lot's at?
Yes.
That street that's behind it is
Okay.
Plymouth,
Okay.
and you can walk all the way down that. And
Uh-huh.
it's a street, but it's really an alley.
And there's a gym in the basement, and it's
On the
above
ground
it,
floor,
or-
yeah. There's residences. There's probably 12 stories of residence.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll check
So-
it out. And it's a Plymouth address.
It's 13. Or I'm sorry, it was 731, so it's got to be Plymouth's address,
Okay.
not
Okay.
Harrison.
Oh, thanks for the info.
Yep.
I mean, not that I'm going to go where they live and bother them.
That's I don't want to walk that. So
How did you find out that's where they were?
I was over that way,
Go.
and they had walked past me, and I just kind of stopped, backed off, and waited until they went by.
Did Shannon say this yet? Let me say something cool.
Israel's showing me something on his phone real quick. Yeah, nice.
This is for tomorrow.
Okay,
You're reopening.
that ticket is pretty. I've got that. I've got a lot of copies of that ticket. That ticket's really common.
Oh, this one is common?
Yeah.
This guy came from the school
Yep.
and said that they're having an official reopening tomorrow.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm wondering if they went inside to pass them out. We know they have students in there, so it could have been a student. But yeah, if you the two that I see the most often are that one and the free personality test.
Right. So the free personality test is the one you talk about when you
Yeah.
see the routers.
But even now, the routers used that one. 2 days ago, Wednesday, I picked up two of them of that particular one. Now again, they're going to reuse that paper as much as possible, and even if they do have, they're probably always saying we're reopening tomorrow, right? We're reopening tomorrow, just to get people excited and come in the door.
The whole thing is insanity because they should theoretically have like a specific policy where people are able to, like this lady walked in and she didn't speak any English, and finally I was like, "Who said that?" And she got like freaked out, but they were really mean to her. Like they thought that I guess she was
Right.
she was a little kid in like diapers.
That's a couple of times. So 2 days ago, yeah, I was here Wednesday, not Thursday. Similar situation. Somebody walked in, and because they talked to somebody outside first, they were kind of getting a lot of pushback, and it was like hey, they just said hi to us type thing.
Such insanity.
When you do bad things, you suspect bad things of others.
Yeah. Very, very, very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Do you have? Show me the picture one more time, if you can.
Sure.
And hide anything else personal on the phone.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Do you want me to send
Yeah.
this?
Well, I've got that, but I just want to show it on the camera. And that's fine. That's just her
I'm
stream.
covering. No, yeah, I'm covering the name of the person.
So you'll see that this right is the free admittance for the Dianetics book, and then on the back of this, it'll say from Scientology, and it'll have the address. And this is something that Israel and Shannon got from one of the students in the building next door.
So they said there's a theater on one of the floors.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So this one is a very large administrative room. The rest of them, as we go up, that are facing this direction, are small rooms where I think it's if you think about it, when people take their core study to get certified in whatever course they're in,
That's where
they'll go into little private rooms or little audits where you can only put 2 people in a room for the most part. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of people out here both Saturday and Sunday as well.
Okay, good.
So
Yeah, Saturday I can't come, but
when I come on the,
you know that what's his name's on his way, I think, right now.
SIA or Trashy?
No, what's his name from LA? The kid, he's kind of famous in LA.
Danny?
No. He's like literally like he's the only like.
Oh,
teenage
Solomon?
kid. Solomon.
Nice.
Solomon's
I like that.
gonna be here, like supposedly showing up, like
Today?
very like
Okay.
within the hour.
That'll be awesome. The George from Clearwater is coming up. He'll be here Sunday.
No, nice.
I know that there's a couple of other out-of-towners that haven't said anything publicly, so I don't want to say it right now.
Yeah,
We've seen several people in here say they want to come out.
they
Nancy's
should come
in LA
out. You
right
should
now.
tell people that
Yep.
Sunday's going to be a great day. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too hot, and I'll definitely let them know my little plans. But yeah,
Nice.
especially we need to represent as our Chicago.
Absolutely
I
correct.
really need to just start going.
Yep. Have you seen? You know who I usually see as the body router. So the woman with the turban, she will body route now, and then yeah, and then the person of color, he's a thin young guy with curly hair.
Yeah.
Have you seen either of them today?
The lady,
Okay.
the lady that's always here, the African or the black lady, she's for sure.
Okay.
I think Karen Bell is her name.
Yeah, it is. It's Yeah, I've got it on the page, too. Yep.
Please watch the Dream Exchange.
So.
What do you do?
No, what's the lady's name? The African American lady.
I don't remember. She's on my community page.
Right.
Her
Yep.
picture.
Yeah.
Did you watch my videos on Dream
Yeah,
Exchange?
guys.
I haven't watched. I watched the first one for sure. Then the Dodge. I think you did a second one with Dodge. I haven't watched the Dodge one yet.
You should.
That one got interrupted, I think, because you were
They're
because
really
I think that was the night
informative.
Nance had an issue.
Yes. Actually,
Now the thing I really loved is not that I couldn't find anything on the other partner, the N2 X2, the nightclub,
the E2.
E2 nightclub guy.
Dwayne
I didn't.
Piles.
Yeah, I knew that he was the other. He was the person that gives you we're a minority.
The cred, yeah.
But I did not know that he was E2.
And he comes from a lineage of African American activists. His father was instrumental in creating Operation Push with
Jackson?
Jesse Jackson.
No way.
So he's got real cred.
Right.
And this is what I've heard from the person that's been in touch with me. This is why I asked you those questions,
Okay.
because the person that was in touch with me, I wanted to know if it was the same person, because I didn't know if it's legit or not. But it said that he's actually well liked in the organization, the Dream Exchange. He is not a Scientologist, and he's respected and liked.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Right, but they have one legit person.
And even these guys, we know that they're stone-faced to us, but we can tell that they're cordial to one another. And when they want to put on the happy face, they can put on the happy face, right? So in a work experience, it's not hard to imagine how they could be kind, flirtatious, nice.
But Dwayne Kyles is not a Scientologist.
Correct.
And he's the only one at the organization that the people who've been recruited at a lower level like.
Okay, nice.
He's a non-Scientologist.
Right.
Is the one they like. But anyway, when we
How does
got
he get
here,
away with that? How does he get away? I'm sorry for cutting you off, but how does he get away with not being a Scientologist? How does he get away with?
they need him.
Okay.
He's their he's the minority element.
Yeah.
And he owns a hedge fund basically
Right.
that is
We
investing
talked. Yeah. That's
in Dream Exchange.
Yep.
So it's a capital group.
Right.
It's like a
yeah, guys. Definitely check out everything
Yeah.
that Shannon's put out on the Dream Exchange. Really, really significant information.
yes, it's
Very
so important.
informative.
Yeah.
Very,
we
very
need to
informative.
focus on
I literally will sit there while I'm working out and been watching what Shannon's been doing. Extremely informative.
When we got here, Crystal Ehrlich was one of the first ones in
Okay.
the door. And then Joey Sakala came behind her by about maybe 7 or 8 minutes. And I said, Joey, I said, and he looked at me and I said, how you doing? How's Dad? And then he just looked away and ran in, basically.
But you got the reaction.
And I got
That's a
him,
great
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
Great, totally got the reaction.
He's one that I think I know who he is, but I think that, does he have more facial hair than he has in his picture, or is he still clean shaven?
No, he's not clean shaven.
Okay,
He's not.
that's what
He
I
does
thought.
have facial hair.
And the other day, I was positive
that
that I saw him,
Donna?
but I just don't know if it was him or not.
Where?
That guy that just walked in, he also is. I know that he's like a singer. He's also,
I've definitely seen Quali here several times
you
since.
know who it is, right?
That wasn't Quali though. I've definitely seen Quali Quaza. He's the one that's Club 21 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's the janitor going into Subway right now. Subway. The gray suit, bald guy with the gray outfit.
Yeah.
He just walked in. So I think they have 3 janitors. I saw an Asian person with the janitorial, the gray
okay.
coveralls.
That's great.
It's funny that we're starting to know who everyone is,
Oh, yeah.
and also who is also on staff at Dream Exchange.
Correct. Yeah.
And they work out of here. I'm convinced of it.
I'm sure that they do have administrative offices that are going on
I
here,
think
but
you're for sure correct. By the way, about that, when you explained it in her video, she explained that component. And I
Because-
truly believe that they are.
sorry, folks. Let me go back
for
to the
sure
chat a little bit.
utilizing-
There was recently an interview done of Joe Sakala,
Yes.
the dad, and he's sitting in the backdrop is a conference room. Now you can see that it's not real.
Right.
The conference room isn't real.
Huh.
In other words, he's not actually in it, but
So
it
it's a
is
virtual-
a photograph
Of this.
of a real conference room, which I think is here. 'Cause it's really big. It's brand new. All the furniture's brand new. So I just had this real gut feeling that they're
That's
working
where
on
it
it. Yeah, well, I mean, we see them constantly.
Yep.
Do you see Joe Sakala here a lot?
So I saw him here Wednesday. I don't, because again, he doesn't stand out to me as much as because Jessica was one of the first contacts I had. She's one that I'll see all the time. Chadwick's one I'll see all the time. Anastasia, which is one of the young ladies that's
Wait,
always
which one's
at the.
Anastasia?
So
Is
she's
she
the one
the
that always
taller?
does blinds. No. So
She's
I don't know
one
the
with
dark-haired
girl
one.
with
Yeah,
the dark
yeah.
hair, yeah.
She's the one that
so
took the blinds
cute.
on us?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
always she's the blind girl.
She's tall, right?
Blind woman.
Yeah.
So
She got a reaction out of her today, and you could tell she was
Yeah.
trying to hold it back.
Yeah.
And she was like, I found
I've
that
seen her
she was,
wave
like,
before
with the
accidentally, and it's like
smile.
because I'll wave and
One
I'll
of those-
smile, and
she
she's
got
got.
also that lady was like, and she kind of waved at her, and she stopped herself. It was
Yeah.
like she had to like have self-control.
This is perfect timing too, because my battery's down. You guys, I'm going to, but I have an extra battery. Okay, so I'm going to go because I have to interview. I get to interview Lou Repetto
Oh,
today.
that's right. You have to go through the. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. By the way, it's cool that I got the green, so that means that I'm.
Go check the alley before you leave.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Anything else in the chat that I need to take notice of? Let's see. That's not true. You have to be on property in order for them to trespass you. And I'll even say that they will tell you that if you wave your hand over the property, they can trespass you. That is not a true statement. They own the ground. They don't own the air. It's an FAA civilization infraction, if possible. But the FAA doesn't have any ruling against that. If you're below 400 feet, you can do whatever you want. We're heading up to Harrison. Oh, my fun on Saturday, which, if I recall, is tomorrow, is that I am going to walk the longest contiguous street in Chicago, and my friend and I are going to have a few barley sodas as we go up and down the road. It'll be about 24. I might bring out Midwestern streets on. There is a Scientologist coming up the alley from the far side. I can't really tell because there's a garbage dumpster right there, and the guy's outside the truck right now. But there is somebody that's a staff member, and in order to avoid the front, you know what? Let me hustle down there real quick. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can pull out Midwest streets on Maryland's show this afternoon. Yeah, so we can see the two Scientologists, right? That just snuck in a little doorway back there because they can't confront and chatter. While we're here, we'll look at the garbage can. Sorry, it was probably a little bit loud there. There's nothing here at the back doors. This is hilarious. The cowardice is rather remarkable. Okay, now this is odd. Scientology kind of claimed this garbage can, but now they've got the lock over on the next dumpster. Yeah, as long as you leave a path on the sidewalk where people can come by. And by the way, that's a good note that if you're out protesting and you're in a group, groups tend to kind of get in circles, and be careful of that because you can be blocking the entire sidewalk. So just be sensitive to the idea. You want to let people come by freely on that process. And as long as people can get by freely, there's just not a thing they can do about it. Right? And again, your laws may vary and all of that fun stuff, but I'm just going to say that blocking somebody's pathway is typically a criminal activity. Now remember, we were tracking the two suited Scientologists that were coming down the street. Now, having just said that, remember that they were supposed to leave space at the grand opening, and they did not. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Oh, yeah, they're still up there. Okay. And I'm not sure if Israel and the other protesters are up there or not. But they're just now walking past Paisans. It is interesting, right, that as a cult, Why do you need to hide from the public? You're a church, right? You're here to help the community. Yes, it is. And still want to see if we can get some body routers out. If they were inside, the good news is if they were inside, they will have to go past some or one of us. It was funny. They were. We're back up front, right? The two staffers came in the front. I'm intrigued that Solomon might be coming. Can I help you?
Yeah, that was great. What you guys are doing?
So this is the Church of Scientology.
Yes, I know.
They're a rather, so we don't agree with any of their practices or principles in regards to what's going on. I don't know if you know that, right? They do a lot of child trafficking. They do child abuse, elder abuse. These people, they work for $47 a week. They're usually, they go after foreign immigrants quite often to get them in at a low cost. Do you remember Danny Masterson?
No.
So he was from that 70s show, which was a white kid show. But
Oh no, I watched the 70s show. I just don't know the names.
so Danny Masterson was the curly-haired guy on that show, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He was a Scientologist. He is a Scientologist in good standing. He raped 3 of their members, and the church wouldn't let the victims come forward. They could not report their crimes. When they did report their crimes, they were thrown out of the church, and they call it's like shunning. But what they do is they do family disconnection. Nobody in their family that's still in the church can still talk to them.
Well,
So
I heard that because I watched a documentary
Yeah.
of someone joining Scientology and then leaving just to show what the process was.
Yep.
And then like people kept showing up at their door.
Oh, yeah. if you ever go in there because you're curious, do not give them your name or number. They will follow you relentlessly.
Oh no, I just put my alias name.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, that's what I always do. I don't. Anytime that someone needs me to sign in, I'm just like, okay. I always sign in the alias name.
Nice, I like that.
Yep.
And for the most part, what my objective is, I just don't want more people to fall prey to what's going on. Because if you go in these doors right now, it's pretty innocuous. They're gonna put you in front of a little theater screen and they're gonna say, hey, here's the way to happiness, and it's common sense stuff. You know, golden rule, all of that in regards to what's going on.
Well, each video is 2 to 7 minutes, and
Yep.
there's 15 of them. And I told them I'm not sitting through 15 minutes.
Right.
I mean, 15 videos of 10 to 7 minutes. I don't have that time. Secondly, I actually went in there yesterday. That was my second time going in there because I just had questions. And I was like, secondly, it's better to learn from your experience than to continue to read off a book because I'm a Christian. So reading it from a book, don't take this wrong, people that's listening. You can learn a lot from it, but the person experience is what pulls you in more.
100%. They're not allowed to tell the story of Scientology. They're intentionally directed not to tell you about it. They want you to read a book for 2 reasons. One is L. Ron Hubbard, the creator, and David Miscavige don't believe that any of them are smart enough to tell you correctly. But also, if you buy a book, they make money.
Yep. So I noticed that too. I'm gonna take this out so you can hear better.
Were they pushing pretty hard to
They were pushing me very hard to watch the video, and I was like, I don't have time for that, but I have the time to understand your concept. And the lady actually, I got her to talk to me about her experience.
That's rare. That's good.
And so forth. I'm very dismissive. And she actually talked to me about her experience. I didn't go and see if I could get others to do it because I'm like, then after that, it's like proven that I can actually stay in long enough to watch a video. So I'm like, I'm going to stick and stay firm that I don't have enough time.
Nice.
Which is true because it was raining and I was trying to get my pizza.
I would encourage people that, you know, don't take my word for it. Go in there. And again, it's going to be innocuous, but always do research and study on especially this particular.
I do. That's what I told them. I'm like, they're like, oh, there's some bad news. I'm like, yeah, here's the thing about bad news. Bad news is still good publicity. At the end of the day, there's still truth.
Yep.
There's still truth behind it somewhere. So if you tell someone not to look at the bad news, that makes me look at you a little more confused. And going, but why? Because I want you to, if I open something, I want you to look at the bad.
Correct.
I'm like, if my food stinks and it sucks, please read
Yep.
the bad comments, come back
Yep.
and eat my food and tell me what I can do better. Because at the end of the day, it's improvement that matters. It's not the fact of standing in one spot always. If that's the case, I would go live in the box and stay in that forever. Be rich.
Yes.
Because I don't have to spend light, energy, or rent.
Absolutely.
But no,
Did you do the personality test as well, or
No.
Okay. Because that's a time-consuming one too.
No, I got a little pamphlet from them.
Yep.
And I left and looked at it, and I did some research. That's how I do each video is like 10 to 7 minutes. And if they're like, "Oh, we have a personality test. How long would that take?" 20 minutes. Like, I'm good. I'm all right. I know what it takes to brainwash. That's why we have commercials. They only last 2 to 3 minutes. And that's enough to persuade people to go out there and buy those products.
100%.
So
100%.
each one of these videos are 10 to 7 minutes. I don't want to know what it's going to do to my brain at this moment.
That really is what he was good at. L. Ron Hubbard is the founder of the church.
Oh, yeah.
What he was good is understanding how you could persuade people and basically mind control, right? And get you to believe you're part of a group. It's strip their identity, make them think they have to belong so that they'll never want to leave.
But I'm pretty sure even if they were to find my information and find me, they wouldn't want to follow me unless they find my friends. They're
That is good.
I
love that.
Yeah. I got scary friends.
Yep.
For reasons.
Nice.
Just in case stuff like that happens. Like, just call me, hey.
That is awesome.
So there's someone at my doorstep.
Yes.
But no, I'm a curious being. I grew up with the idea in church. They told us we would be one mind, one people, one church. So I was wondering, why aren't we? So as a little kid, I went to different churches. I had to stop when I got to Catholic because my mother was going to kick me out of the house. It's like, you're not converting to be Catholic. I'm like, what's wrong with you? They go inside of this box and confess their sins. I want to go there and cleanse my sins.
I'm all free. I'm all free.
I'm like, I just want to go in the box.
I killed him, but I told the priest it was okay. He said, don't worry about it.
It's like, say a few Hail Marys. I don't know if that's how it works. Don't yell at me, people. I was like, I know they're probably listening. I'm sorry. I have nothing against Catholic. I promise you. I have nothing against any religion. I was just curious because I found out it was our perception of the Bible, because they're all the same Bible.
Right.
It's the perception of the Bible and how it was preached that led us to be divided versus together.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, we can still have different religion that's still underneath Christ, but have a like and loving mind that accepts everyone.
That would be great. I would love that.
Unfortunately, I'm one of them though. You know, that's why I go in and I'm curious. I'm curious. Like, and here was my question, and I will tell you the question I asked them. I was like, okay, so I'm curious. I've done my little research about Scientology, and I'm saying little because I didn't do an in-depth one, because I also learned from the video when you do, they
Automatically say, we don't
find
need
you. Yeah, no, they find you.
Okay.
So I'm like, we'll make sure I'm very diligent on my searches. I asked him, like, so Buddhism and Hinduism, I could be wrong, I was like, is becoming beyond the worldly self. You know, finding inner peace, but beyond the worldly self. Some does that too in Christianity, which is Jehovah's Witness. I was like, Christians are supposed to be spreading, as I said, supposedly be spreading the word of the gospel. And their affirmation, their like authority is supposed to be love, unless given authority as in like a judge and so forth. Then that's different. But if you don't have that type of title, it's not. So I was like, so what is yours? From my research so far, it seems like it's an ascension. And she couldn't understand that word, ascension. So she
has to go look that up. They have something called word clearing. If they don't understand a word, they have to look it up.
So she didn't know what that means. And so I had to kind of explain to her, because she ended up eventually telling her experience, saying it feels more like an out-of-body experience. Like, it's this shell, like, she didn't say shell, she's like, if this body didn't exist, I will still exist. So it's like, okay, so it is an ascension. That's what an ascension is. She's like, oh. I was like, yeah. So I'm like, basically, it's like an outer body experience, but you're ascending yourself beyond what the natural world perceives the world to be. She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, that's all I wanted to know. And I just like,
So
okay.
they believe in something called a thetan, and the thetan is what is the persistent thing. The spirit is maybe what we'd say in
I knew it
Christian
was
space.
that word, but I didn't want to say
Right.
that. I wanted to say ascension and throw them off a little bit.
And they do believe in reincarnation, except for the fact that at some point, even the Buddhists thought that reincarnation was a penalty. You keep on being reincarnated until you do life correctly,
Yes.
and then you escape, right?
And it's what is in Christian is called limbo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, nice.
So that's why I went in, and I think of my words correctly and the questions I'm going to think. And I'm very wise with my words. For instance, if I was to role play with you, I wouldn't say, I give you this item, because then I can't take it back from you. I always say, I bestow this power upon you. And then if you go God crazy, I'm like, and I take it away. What? You
No
can't
more.
do this.
No more.
The word is bestowed, means gifted to you, but also can be taken away.
Very nice.
Like, I am very good with my words.
Words
like,
matter. Words matter.
You know what? I was like, what? You're powerless. And now you're dead. Okay, cool. Who else would like bestow the power? It's like, I'm watching you. But I don't know. Like, I was trying to see if I could get, out of curiosity, a male to speak to me, in a sense, in regards to it.
Right.
To see if it's just gender also, like females will only speak to females, males will only speak to males.
No, they claim to be agnostic about that point, right? Or non-gender specific. They claim to be a meritocracy. Now they are a patriarchy. You know, for the most part, all of the most powerful are male. There are some powerful females in the organization, but for the most part, it's patriarchy, just like the vast majority of other religions around the world.
So far, entering, I haven't had a male talk to me,
Okay.
At all. So I'm trying to see, if I approach one of them, they'll talk to me.
I wonder if they just don't have anybody. So there's different, they call them hats or post positions. There are some people that are going to be out here and they're going to hand out flyers to get people through the door. Then there's a group of people, the one that you interacted with, that is supposed to meet you at the door and put you in front of something. And they're the ones that are trying to convert you to either buy a book or take a personality test or start getting on course.
I'm going to whisper this and hopefully we can.
Nice. All right. Did she just peek out or did she go back in?
She peeked out.
Okay.
She peeked out for a while and then she went back in.
Nice.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure now if they see me, because I was talking to them the next time I go there, on their
It's going to be hard for you to get in again. It's going to be pretty hard for you to get in.
It's all right. Oh, I have ways.
Nice.
And it's not ways of forcing my way in. It's more of I can't gain entry just because I talk to people outside being hospitable.
No.
That means you're hiding.
What are you hiding?
Yeah.
So you'll notice this. In the morning, those shades are up.
Yep.
As soon as a protester comes, those shades come down.
Yeah. But it should.
What church works in the dark?
At one point, they had the doors closed too. I remember that. And I wanted to go in there. I was like, if you have nothing to hide, you should keep your windows open and keep your doors open. Because when you close them down, it makes it look suspicious. It makes it look like you're trying to hide something.
100%.
If I had protesters out here, you know what I would do? I would come out here with lemonade and drinks.
Correct.
You guys thirsty?
Yeah.
You need something to eat? I got food cooking. I will come off extremely harmless.
There's another one right now.
Extremely harmless. Because at the end of the day, I would rather it be more welcoming than
100%.
off-putting.
Yep. Absolutely correct. And that's just, it's not a primary objective of theirs, which is stupid. It should be.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, if you remove that first barrier, or you put up that barrier that makes you look cold and scary, what makes you think people are going to come in?
Yeah. Yeah. But that was one thing I noticed, and I was when I how about everybody just sit at the table and just have a conversation?
Yeah.
But not bring up the stuff like the articles and everything. I already know there's going to be gaslighting and so forth. It's let's leave that out the door. Let's just have a genuine conversation.
Correct.
And then, oddly enough, I feel like they won't be able to hold up their end because the fact I had to explain what ascension was. I'm like, I would have to have a moderator there too. They're like, okay, everyone pause. We need to explain this to the group. This is what this is. Okay, now go.
So when I follow the body runners around, and when they hand out a flyer, I'll go up to the person they handed it to and say, hey, by the way, Scientology, here's the things that this church has done. And then they'll give me that flyer. And I said, now watch. Before they'll give me the flyer, it's like, watch. That person can't refute a single word I say because I'm telling you the truth. And they can't deny anything I'm saying. And they just stand mute the whole time. So,
because they can't lie.
correct. Well, they can lie to us all they want to.
Yeah.
It's just that it would be a lie in order to tell anybody anything they're doing.
Because if they go research it, they're like,
And I do have receipts. Right?
I love people with receipts because I'm the way too. Because I'm like, it's sort of like, you're wrong. You're telling me lies. Hold on.
Yep.
I have receipts. Here you go. They're like,
Yep.
you held on. I held on to everything.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Very cool. That's what I wanted to know because I know that one woman had like a bad experience, and it's like, just curious. Okay, I talk to them. Let me talk to them.
Are you in the neighborhood?
No.
Okay.
I am in the neighborhood now, but I'm
Okay.
leaving because I'm working.
Gotcha.
So I live on the south side.
All right.
That's why it's like it's hard.
I'm here a lot on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then sometimes Thursday, Friday. If you stop by again, I would love to talk more about it. I want to figure out who it was that you actually were talking to.
Oh, she can.
Yeah. But I wasn't looking over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you can miss her. Very young, blonde, crinkly hair.
Jessica?
Yes.
I know her.
You
All
know
right.
her?
Yes. And you said she had a bad experience.
No.
Oh.
Bad experience is the lady that was standing there talking
Okay.
to your buddy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Not a bad experience with Scientology.
Gotcha. All right. No problem.
So I was like, that's why I want to hold on, let me talk to them real quick. They seem nice. Get to know them a little bit because I'm like, you guys pet the dog I walk. So I'm just like, I want to make sure you're not gonna jump in the middle of like a fight and I'm just like, come on, kid.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. And it's getting a little heated.
Nice.
Because he would run to the fight. Like, there's a lot of people talking love. And I'm like, no. But no, that person didn't have any eyes. She is a sweetheart, though.
Nice. Yeah. And again, you'll notice that whenever they come anywhere near us, they'll go stone-faced very, very quickly. But when they want to turn on charm, fully capable of being charming people, right?
Well, I've seen it, like, I've seen them walk around with flyers and people just like, Scientology, and then I've seen them change their and I'm just like,
It's my favorite thing to watch them turn. That when they'll go out and they'll get about two of them out, and I'll get both of them back, and then they'll immediately retreat back to the org. It's like, well.
So for me, I would tell them this personally, like, I would not be a person for Scientology. Like, why? Because I would literally, someone said, no, this is Scientology. Like, but what?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Like, let's have a conversation.
Change my mind.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm that type of person. Like, change my mind. Like, I'm curious. Like, what is your reserves? I like having conversations. I like working things out. That's who I am. So I would not be fitted for Scientology and the Most High.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a cult, right? So here's another thing that's kind of interesting. L. Ron Hubbard was exceedingly racist and misogynistic.
There's been so many African Americans.
I know. They have a relationship with Nation of Islam as well.
Okay. That's probably why they get a lot of more African Americans.
And it's not to say there are no black people in Scientology. There are, but I will tell you that L. Ron Hubbard was around born in the 20s. He had 1960s, 70s white man thought about.
Well, my biggest thing is, and this is the only thing I always feel about church, is if it's following someone who believes, like, yes, Jesus Christ did believe. God has not yet, as far as I know, but is worshiping someone that I technically can walk over and,
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I can't go to God and go, normally I'm like, how you doing? That was totally what you thought was behind my back, because I'm not going to lie to you because you can see everything. So, hi.
Nice.
But that's my rule. Like, when they say that it's like the person we follow is this, I'm like, I know there's incredible people out there, people with ability. Like, I know this to be true. But none of
there's 1,000 cults.
Yeah, even Buddha himself did not want to be a teacher. Martin Luther King did not want to be someone to follow. I didn't say teacher. Buddha wanted to be a teacher, but he did not want to be a leader. He didn't want to know what to follow him. He didn't want it to be a religion. It became a religion. A lot of people who did not want it to become a religion became a religion because people created it that way. But if you look to the leader, Buddha was like, no.
That's ugly. So they're going to have a Juneteenth celebration here.
I almost threw up. I mean, what? No. That's their way of trying to get some more.
Correct. That on Easter, they were out in the Chatham neighborhood passing out flyers. Bring your kids in, we'll give them, jelly beans and Easter eggs type thing.
I wonder what they're going to do for Juneteenth.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
I kind of want to walk in and you're like, you know what Juneteenth is?
Right.
Also, do you know what we do for Juneteenth?
I actually don't know what the celebration is, other than remembrance of the idea that we finally were able to free the people in Texas 4 years after they were supposed to be free.
Yeah, it's our 4th of July.
Yeah.
But only difference is 4th of July is like fireworks. We celebrate grills. Juneteenth, there's always a speaker that talks about the history of the pain and suffering we went through, but how we are today, and how things we can continue to improve today, and how we can better our community, and then it just goes beyond that. Then we have a celebration where it's like dancing and music. It's like going back in those old times.
Very nice.
Of course, we still have grilling because, you know, it's our culture. We'll have grills.
Yes.
And we're going to have food. But majority of the time, there's always a spokesperson that talks about the suffering that we've endured and endured and why it took so long for 4 years for us to finally be free and how we are free, but we're still enslaved today.
Correct.
Those are the things that it talks about. So that's what I'm like, I wonder what they're going to do.
These people use the police in the exact same way that slave owners would have used police and property owners would have used police. Get the riffraff and keep them away from my stuff.
Yeah.
So they call the police for the most petty things. If I go step on that chalk, they're going to call the police for a trespass. The caulk, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
If I step on that, they'll call the police and try to get me arrested for trespassing.
But it's a public place.
Well, their property starts where that caulk line is.
I know,
So
but if they have a sign
Oh.
that says "Curious and Welcome" is a public place.
because they already don't want me there, so they can refuse service to anybody. So it's
Yeah.
private in that manner that they own that building. It's not like in a police station. A police station couldn't kick me out.
Okay.
But that's private property by a church, even
But
though
have
it says welcome.
Have they verbally told you they don't want you there?
They haven't yet, so there's that
So
idea.
technically,
But I
you
also
can
don't-
still enter.
I'm trying to save my. I want to
Yes.
save my.
Yes, save it.
My warning.
Save it, because I'm like, technically, if they have not warned you,
Right.
it's still public property. Like you can
Correct.
still go in there.
Yep.
If they warn you and denied service, that is when they have the right to call the police. If you fight them,
Yeah.
like if you're saying, "Well, I'm one of," then they're like, "Okay, now we have to call authorities." But until then,
So last Saturday there was an incident here. The protesters were out here. We were chalking the sidewalk, writing some
I remember that.
elements about this. Well, at one point, one of their members came out and wanted to wash off the chalk. And that's fine. You can clean it as you want to, but you can't throw water on anybody type thing.
Yeah.
And he tried to walk past the building to Paisans. One of the protesters tried to block his way, saying, no, that's not your property, or that's not what you have to worry about. They bumped. They touched with the most minor of touches. They pressed charges. She spent 6 hours in jail at the 1st District, and there's a court date. So, again, they use police just like slave owners and property owners. And the reason that
They victimize
the
themselves.
reason the 14th, 15th, and 16th Amendments took so long to be applied.
You look gorgeous. Just want to say it. You're welcome. Have a nice one. Yeah, that's good. I want to know what they're gonna do with Juneteenth.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
also don't want to know.
Yep. All right. I have to head home.
Okay.
It
Well,
was very nice meeting you, but definitely if you come out again,
Yeah.
let me know. If you get a chance to, I don't know if you'll remember this, but WindyCityThetanWatch is the YouTube channel.
Windy City Thetan. Thetan?
Thetan, T-H-E-T-A-N.
T-H-E-T. Okay, cool.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You take care now.
I'm live. What's up, Wendy?
How you doing? You're on the YouTubes?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Look at you, modern man.
Thank you. Congratulations on being my first time being
So
on your channel.
I need to head home because I also have an interview
Okay.
that I've got to take care
Yeah,
of. If you do see Solomon, can you email me? Or I'll try to watch your live.
Absolutely. Yes.
Excellent.
I'm waiting. If anybody that knows, hi Wendy from April. Anybody, if you guys heard about when Solomon did it here, you guys can let me know. I'm not sure how much longer I can stick out. I'm gonna be in touch with people, especially if Solomon comes out. But for right now, it looks like it'll be moved a little bit. You guys can be out with me.
Cool. All right. You have a great day.
All right. Do they
Take
know
care.
my channel?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Israel Brownstein,
Yeah, 7700.
7700.
But
So,
just put in my name,
Yeah.
YISROEL BROWNSTEIN.
and I think I've got it. One of the mods will know that as well.
Cool. Yeah, and send people. It's not really letting the whole thing.
That's awesome. Do you know? Marina is he headed this way?
They said that, but I don't know.
So one of the people in here says they're a mod for him. All right. I gotta head back to the train. All right. You guys take care.
Good to see you, Wendy.
Thanks. All right, folks. I'm going to kind of scroll back through here. That was a long conversation we had. I still like to talk to people who want to take the time to talk up here. So let me see if we got anything here. Yeah, that Juneteenth will be interesting. And we're what? about an hour and 15 minutes, and Marilyn and I are going to go have a conversation. So Fuzzy's already found for us that we're heading over to Saul Goodman's channel in Sacramento. I wish you all the best. I will see you in a little bit. And if you get a chance to, please take a look at the, thank you for the flyers, definitely. And if you get a chance to look at the What Scientologists Believe video. Thanks.